Diminishers assume people won't figure it out without me. Mindset. They won't figure it out without me. How many times do you give your kids a challenge, a task, some action in the back of your mind thinking they won't work this out without me, so I'll just help them through all of the steps that they should do? And how many times in your company do you give an objective or a challenge to your team members thinking they won't work this out without me, so I'll probably have to stay in the project? Or give them the entire plan and just make them execute it. Diminishers had 5 traits that they recognized that were common. I'm going to run through all 5. They are a continuum, and on the front of your workbook, I've actually given you this model. So you can follow along with me. 5 traits. Empire builder. Hire smart people. I see this in big corporates, less in entrepreneurial businesses because you can't afford to do this, but they hire smart people, and then they utilize those resources fully. They almost put them in the background. They don't let them cross-function between departments, whereas in entrepreneurial businesses, perhaps everybody does everything. But empire builders ultimately take A players, make them B players and C players until they've got nowhere to go. Tyrants. Tyrants rule the roost by fear. They create an environment of uncertainty and anxiety. What happens when people are afraid or scared? What happens to your thinking? It's blocked. So at that very time, you're not able to access people's capability. You might have worked for a tyrant. Again, I don't see a lot of tyrants in EO, in the entrepreneurial environment. This tends to be in the big corporates, but they rule by fear. When they've left the office, these people that are scared, because the tyrant thinks if you're a little bit scared, maybe you'll work harder. Yeah? But when they leave the office, what are you playing? It used to be solitaire in my day. Then it was Angry Birds. Now I believe it's Candy Crush that everybody's playing when you leave the office, okay? Know-it-alls. This is the highest diminisher trait globally, and I see a lot of it in EO. I saw a lot of it in myself. Know-it-alls. Set the direction by what they know and what they see. And they never ask anybody to do anything they wouldn't be capable of doing themselves. But in today's complex business world, do you have all the answers? And if you lead as though you have to have all the answers, you will never truly engage the capability of your team because you're always looking to solve it yourself first. Subtle diminishing trait. Decision maker makes rapid decisions by themselves or in a small group. See this in entrepreneurial businesses too. And then they expect people to buy into the decision. Another takeaway line for those people that have switched off and have just woken up again. Every single decision you make in business will be debated. Is it debated before the decision or after the decision? Around the water cooler, in the car park, in the pub. Thinking, what were they thinking? Why didn't they speak to me about this? Why didn't they check the latest technology before they decided to invest in something else? Decision makers make decisions quickly, expecting people to execute quickly. But in fact, people don't execute what they don't understand. So you find you've gone out, told everybody we're going in this direction, and the rest of the team are still debating whether we should be doing it at all. They're not executing. Micromanager, very simple, and this is really what we're all about in EO. We are brilliant at what we do, and so we tend to naturally micromanage other people, keeping the whole, looking at all the detail, handing it out. Sometimes you have to, but you're not accessing the thinking.